Good morning. It's Monday, April 13th. Here's what we're working on. The length of Teachers College in Ontario will soon be cut in half.
A win in just one of 3 federal by-elections today could give the Liberals a majority government.
His year again. Rory is a rare repeat winner at Augusta.
And Rory McIlroy becomes the 4th back-to-back Masters champion. Good Monday morning. I was one of the million unproductive adults sitting on the couch watching Rory do his thing yesterday. But what a nice weekend it was.
Saturday was great. Yeah. Yesterday got better as the day went on.
It did. That sunshine in the afternoon was nice.
Some sun came out, and that helped the temperature a bit. We got to 8 degrees yesterday later in the day, but the temperature has skyrocketed overnight. It is actually warm this morning outside. It's fairly windy, and there's a wind warning in effect for the Niagara Peninsula. Could have winds there to 90 kilometers an hour, the rest of us to about 70. So hang on. This camera behind me has just been shaken away here this morning. But what we're looking at today is a mainly cloudy sky with showers on and off. It's about a 40% chance of showers for the day today. But the temperature is going to go from where we are now at 18 to 21 with a humidex of 25. So we'll call it a warm Monday. Yeah, warm and unsettled for the day today. Thunderstorms tonight and possibly again for the day tomorrow, which I will talk about coming up. How about a quick check on the roads? 403 and Waterdown Road as usual. We start with our exclusive camera there. Nothing to see, moving quite nicely. Actually, the wind has died down a little bit right now. To some MTO traffic cameras. Nothing going on at the Red Hill Creek. Well, basically there's nothing going on around the Horseshoe at the moment. Toronto-bound lanes toward the Skyway heading away from us. Top of the Skyway is doing fine. We'll flip ahead into Oakville. Here's the QEW at Dorval. Nothing going on. So we'll look at weather and we'll check traffic, of course, as usual, coming up in a few minutes. But right now, the news.
Thanks very much, Brian. It is not clear if a high school in Wingham, Ontario is going to reopen today after an incident last week. The Avon-Maitland District School Board in Huron County says it's working to ensure the building is physically safe and that supports are in place for students and staff. A 15-year-old boy remains in hospital after a fire at F.E. Medill School last Tuesday morning. The OPP and the school board haven't said what led to the fire, but are warning about a, quote, disturbing and graphic video of it being circulated online. Students at the school switched to online classes on Wednesday.
The province is expected to introduce legislation that, if passed, would shorten the length of teachers' college programs across the province.
This is to address, to make sure that when that shortage is deemed to hit the hardest, we will have the teachers in place to meet the challenges that we're facing. So that's why we're acting today.
The province says the move is aimed at building what it calls a robust workforce of teachers. And while the move is supported by those in the fields, there are concerns over its consequences and its reasoning.
It's a stall tactic. It's a way to make it look like they're addressing a problem and knowing full well that it won't.
The Elementary Teachers Federation of Ontario says the move fails to address what it says is the more dire issue of teacher retention. The organization says there are thousands of qualified teachers in the province who choose not to work in schools due to deteriorating working conditions. First major study into Australia's social media ban shows it's not working. 4 months ago, Australia became the first country in the world to restrict platforms for users under 16. Research shows more than 60% of 12 to 15-year-olds in Australia are still on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. Another poll suggests 61% of parents say they've seen positive behavioral changes following the ban, including more face-to-face interactions.
U.S. military will begin a blockade of all Iranian ports and coastal areas at 10 Eastern Time this morning. The move comes after U.S.-Iran ceasefire talks in Pakistan ended without an agreement on the weekend. Iranian leaders say no port in the Persian Gulf or the Gulf of Oman will be safe if its own ports are threatened. U.S. officials say the blockade will be, quote, enforced impartially against vessels of all nations entering or departing Iranian ports and coastal areas, including all Iranian ports on the Arabian Gulf and Gulf of Oman.
Federal Liberals are under pressure to win the closely contested Terrebonne riding in Quebec today in one of 3 by-elections, despite expectations of securing a majority. Prime Minister Mark Carney and senior party figures have campaigned heavily in the riding after the previous one-vote result was overturned. Analysts say a loss to the Bloc Québécois could signal weakening Liberal momentum in Quebec, while the Toronto ridings of University Rosedale and Scarborough Southwest are considered safe. The Terrebonne result is seen as a key test of the party's strength and future stability.
Quebec has a new premier. Members of the coalition Avenir Quebec have voted Christine Frechette as the party's new leader after Quebec Premier François Legault stepped down in January. Frechette is a former Parti Québécois staff member who focused her leadership campaign on economic issues.
Viktor Orban's electoral defeat in Hungary has sent shockwaves around the world. Admirers saw him as a defender of national sovereignty, while critics viewed him as a threat to European democracy. Hungarian voters chose challenger Peter Magyar after 16 years of Orban. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky quickly reached out to Magyar, hoping for support for his country against Russia. European leaders expressed relief, with European Commission Presidents Ursula von der Leyen and others welcoming the change. Populist leaders like Italy's Giorgia Meloni offered cautious responses, acknowledging Orban's influence while respecting the election outcome.
And former U.S. President Barack Obama has congratulated Peter Magyar after the Hungarian election. The result is seen as a blow for the Trump administration, who backed Orban's campaign. Just last week, U.S. Vice President J.D. Vance visited Orban and gave him a ringing endorsement.
A Canadian study out today suggests people who survived cancer as adults and as adolescents and young adults are twice as likely as the general population to get another cancer later. The research published in the Canadian Medical Association Journal counted the development of new cancers in Alberta patients who had first been diagnosed between the ages of 15 and 39. The senior author of the study says they were not recurrences of original cancers. The study suggests radiation used to treat the first cancer can cause another cancer over the years.
Prescribed burns are about to start at a number of Niagara Park sites. The planned and carefully controlled fires will take place this month and next, and they are weather dependent. Burning grassy areas helps keep invasive and non-native insects and plants from taking over, while also providing fuel for native grasses. This year, the Whirlpool Golf Course and Legends Golf Course are among the areas you may see being burnt. Well, NASA is now shifting its focus to future missions after the global success of the Artemis II lunar exploration. Officials say Artemis III is going to test docking systems in Earth orbit, paving the way for a crewed moon landing on Artemis IV, which is set for 2028. Companies led by Elon Musk and Jeff Bezos are competing to provide lunar landers for future missions. NASA is trying to set up a long-term presence on the moon's south pole, where ice deposits could support a future lunar base. And experts say Canada has to invest in astronauts and domestic space companies to strengthen its role in the growing global space sector. The industry contributed $3.4 billion to our economy in 2024, with continued government funding and international partnerships. Advocates argue Canada needs bold innovation and stronger support for STEM to remain competitive. New investments, including a planned Canadian launch facility, will boost independence and long-term growth in space.
Well, it took him 17 years to get his first green jacket, and a year later, Rory McIlroy has a matching set.
His year again. Rory is a rare repeat winner at Augusta.
McIlroy joins some elite company at Augusta National, becoming just the fourth golfer to win the Masters in back-to-back years. He pulled away with a pair of birdies around Amen Corner and saved a little drama on the 18th hole before taking his place in history, joining Jack Nicklaus, Nick Faldo, and Tiger Woods as the only repeat champions. McIlroy seized control on the back nine with a bold shot over Rays Creek to make birdie on the par 3 12th, then birdied the par 5 13th en route to a 1-under-71 and a one-shot victory over Scottie Scheffler. Scheffler, who trailed by 12 shots entering the weekend, became the first golfer since 1942 to have a bogey-free weekend at the Masters. But Sunday belonged to Rory.
I was a little kid with a dream, and the support that I have from my family, my friends, everyone back home. You know, some people probably thought it was outlandish to dream of the things that I wanted to do, but I had amazing support from back home, and can't thank them all enough for that continued support.
Aside from the green jacket and a place in history, McIlroy also earned $4.5 million. Nick Taylor was the top Canadian, tied for 41st at 2 over, and picked up $92 grand. The Raptors grabbed the 5th seed in the East on the last day of the NBA's regular season. Scotty Barnes had 18 points, 12 rebounds, and 12 assists for his 9th career triple-double as Toronto blasted Brooklyn 136-101. In a regular season finale, Atlanta's loss to Miami and Orlando's loss against Boston gave Toronto the number 5 seed and a first-round matchup with Cleveland. The Raps went 3-0 against the Cavaliers this season, but the teams haven't played since November 24th. Game 1 of the best-of-7 series goes Saturday in Cleveland. Maxime Fillon scored in the 90th minute to give Forge FC a 1-0 victory on the road against Vancouver FC. Forge goalkeeper Dimitri Bertrot stopped 6 shots for the club's 2nd win in as many matches. The Hammers return home to host Cavalry on Saturday. The Blue Jays have tumbled to last place in the American League East following an 8-2 loss against the Twins. Tristan Gray hit a 3-run homer for Minnesota, and Cody Clemens added a solo shot as the Twins took 2 of 3 from Toronto this weekend. It was a terrible outing for Max Scherzer. The 41-year-old allowed all 8 runs in just 2 1/3 innings and lost his 2nd straight start. The Jays played without leadoff hitter George Springer, who went on the 10-day injured list before the game after he suffered a broken left big toe on Saturday when he fouled a ball off his foot. Now, what a game in North Bay, where the Battalion hosted the Brantford Bulldogs in Game 3 of their 2nd round OHL playoff series. Adam Badak tied the game at 2-2 with just under 2 minutes to go in the 3rd period. Fast forward to double overtime, Maple Leafs prospect Ben Danford sniped home the winning goal as the Bulldogs grabbed a commanding 3-0 series lead. Brantford can complete the sweep with a win tomorrow night. For the 3rd year in a row, London, Ontario's Phil Parrott-Miga won the Around the Bay road race. He crossed the finish line in a time of 1 hour, 39 minutes and 34 seconds, becoming the 5th man ever to win 3 straight Bay races. And congrats to our very own Matt Ingram, who conquered the 30K in just over 3.5 hours.
Now, congratulations to Rory McIlroy, but I've always found that one green sports jacket in your wardrobe is quite enough. Yeah. Okay, let's get into traffic here this morning. Here's the 403 in Waterdown Road area, still doing okay. Oh, we're getting closer to sunrise, closer every morning, but no problems right there. Let's go to some MTO traffic cameras. We got to change that one, do we? Keep our fingers crossed for that one. Well, our cameras aren't playing this morning. Okay, so let's go to our forecast. You just never know. Some Monday mornings, they just don't want to get out of bed, you know? I know how they feel. Okay, let's get to the news as far as the temperature is concerned. Now, we got to 8 degrees yesterday, and then the temperature fell off into the early evening hours, and then the warm front went through, and the temperature has continued to go up overnight. So now we're sitting at 18 degrees. Look at those winds, though. Southwest 49 to 64 at the moment. There is a wind warning in effect for the Niagara Peninsula, and it's a cloudy start to our day. We have had some showers, and we could get some more showers. But look at the high for the day today, 21 degrees with a humidex of 25. Is what it'll feel like. So it's going to be a warm day, and it'll be a windy day. Those winds will gust to 70 kilometers an hour, but a little bit of sunshine with chance of showers for the day. Here's the showers we've had over the past 6 hours. You can see there's some in the area right now, and they will continue. So the warm front went through. That warm air has really been pushing in throughout the overnight hours. The frontal boundary is just going to sink its way across us a little bit, but then we're going to get more precipitation, not only for tonight, but into tomorrow as well, and we could get some thunderstorms too. So today, showers basically. We could see a little bit of sunshine, temperatures anywhere from 19 to 20 to 21 degrees. Yeah, fairly cloudy, but a bit of sun. Tonight, showers, thunderstorms are quite possible. possible. Temperature only falls to 10, 11, 12 degrees. And then tomorrow, another warm day, 21 degrees, humidex of 25, 20 for the Niagara Peninsula, Cayuga and Simcoe, but cloudy with showers and thunderstorms for the day tomorrow. So let's check what we have going out the door this morning. 13th of April. Temperature right now is 18. It's cloudy and it is windy as well. And we'll look long range coming up. Annette, right?
Thanks, Brian. Coming up after the break, while household finances in Canada are stable, there are concerns for some groups. More on that after the break. 6:17 on your Monday morning. Checking the markets, the dollar is down to 72.22 cents U.S. Gold down $31 an ounce. Oil is up by more than $7 to $103.85 U.S. a barrel. Midday European trading, London, Frankfurt, and Paris are all down this hour.
On the Asian markets, both Tokyo and Hong Kong were down today. At Friday's close, the TSX and NASDAQ were up, while the NASDAQ finished down.
Canadian household finances appear stable overall, but deeper data shows growing financial strain among vulnerable groups. Rising living costs, unemployment pressures, and increased reliance on credit are driving higher delinquencies and insolvencies. Experts describe a K-shaped trend where many Canadians are managing well while others fall further behind financially. Lenders are tightening credit as repayment risks grow, especially among subprime borrowers and those without mortgages.
IBM has agreed to pay the federal government about $17 million to resolve allegations of illegal diversity, equity, and inclusion practices. The U.S. Justice Department alleged that IBM knowingly made false claims about its hiring and employment practices in federal contracts. IBM denied that it had discriminatory and illegal DEI practices. The settlement emphasized that the agreement was neither an admission of liability by IBM nor a concession by the government that its claims lack merit. The U.S. Justice Department brought the case under its newly formed Civil Rights Fraud Initiative. The Trump administration last year cracked down on diversity and equity and inclusion practices in public and private sectors.
The White House recently issued a memo warning its staff against insider trading on prediction markets. Those are platforms that allow users to gamble on just about anything. There have been some concerns that government insiders could use non-public knowledge to place bets on things related to the Iran war. The White House says all federal employees are forbidden from using such knowledge for financial benefit. It also pointed out there is no evidence that any U.S. official has done so. The Trump administration has been supportive of prediction markets.
Donald Trump wants to use so-called magic paint to upgrade the Eisenhower Executive Office building. It's right next door to the White House. The paint the president wants to use contains silicate, and he wants the Executive Office building painted white. Some experts warn the so-called magic paint might not work with the building's granite exterior. The Commission of Fine Arts oversees changes to U.S. federal buildings. The president has appointed loyalists to that commission. Members are expected to consider Trump's ideas when they meet on Thursday.
All right, time for a quick break. Brian is going to be back with an update on your drive to work and your 7-day weather forecast. Good morning.
Hey, happy Monday. 6:23 is the time. Checking some MTO traffic cameras. We had a collision here before 6 o'clock, but it cleared. So now we're getting back to normal. QEW 406 in St. Catharines. Starting to see some raindrops on the camera here, and we're getting into some rain now in Stony Creek. Here's the Red Hill Creek camera, Toronto bound away from us. Flip ahead to where it's really raining here, north of 2 off the Skyway. Same here at Third Line. Traffic a little bit slow now, and the QEW at Dixie, that camera has frozen. But that's what happens. So let's go to some temperatures that we have at the moment. Temperature right now, because of the showers that have developed, the temperatures come down from 18 to 17 degrees, 13 for Grimsby. But what a difference from Mississauga into Toronto. 6 degrees right now. The warmer push of air hasn't quite made it into that area just as yet. But yep, it's Monday. So here's our sun times for today. Sun doesn't go down now till 8 o'clock, up at 6:41. Seasonals are 11 and 1 for the overnight low. What a mild start to the day we have this morning. Those are our records for today. And yes, we will get some showers today. On and off showers this morning. 18 for the first bell, 21 for after school. A little bit of sun, yes, but still chance of showers. And it's going to be a warm day. So 21 today, humidex of 25 with that instability. Tonight, showers, possible thunderstorms down to 11. Tomorrow, 21 again, humidex 25, but showers and thunderstorms again for the day. Showers stick around Wednesday and Thursday. It stays on the mild side. Friday's going to be a gorgeous day. Sun cloud mix, 19 degrees, cloudy skies, but still 15, and then it gets cooler by the time we get to Sunday. That's your forecast. Annette, Rick.
Thanks, Brian. The CEO of McDonald's has explained his viral reaction to trying the new Big Arch burger.
All right, the moment of truth. That is so good. That's a big bite for a big arch.
It wasn't a very big bite, though. In an interview with the Wall Street Journal, Chris Kempczinski blames his mom.
What?
He joked that his small, awkward bite in the video was because of advice from his mother, never talk with your mouth full. That clip quickly spread online, prompting other burger chains to get their CEOs to do videos. Viewers questioned whether he actually liked the burger or not, some suggesting the reaction felt staged. Kempczinski says his kids were the ones that told him the video had gone viral, and the reason wasn't good. He admits he probably should have taken a bigger bite.
How do you throw your mom under the bus? that was great advice, number one, from his mom.
Yes, it was.
But like, take a huge bite, make the edit, and then come back with your mouth.
Cover your mouth while you're talking. I know that we kind of get in trouble sometimes.
Sure.
For, during our cooking segments or Emily's restaurant segments, for, viewers will say, well, don't talk with your mouth full. And,
right.
But you still want to taste it.
Absolutely. And if it looks really good, you want to take a big bite. Yes. I don't blame him from taking the small bite, but he should have taken a monster bite.
A bigger bite. Yeah.
Stay with us. More to come after the break here on Morning Live. Good morning.
Always listen to your mom, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Hi, Mom.